Welcome to Learning Life Content. Like, share, comment and subscribe to our channel. This helps us to grow and motivates us to bring more interesting stories of history. Disclaimer. The images and media used in this documentary are sourced from Wikimedia Commons and are in the public domain. Let's begin the story of Indian Rebellion of 1857. The year is 1857. The place, India. For nearly a century, the British East India Company, a trading behemoth, has been tightening its grip on the subcontinent. What began as a commercial enterprise has morphed into a de facto colonial power, wielding immense influence over the land and its people. Yet, beneath the veneer of stability, a storm brews. Resentment against British rule simmers, fueled by economic exploitation, social upheaval, and religious sensitivities. The Indian Rebellion of 1857, a tumultuous conflagration that would forever alter the relationship between India and Britain, is about to erupt. This uprising, often referred to as the Sepoy Mutiny, was far more than a mere military revolt. It was a popular rebellion, a spontaneous combustion of anger and frustration that engulfed vast swathes of north and central India. While it ultimately failed to dislodge the British, its impact was profound. The 1857 rebellion was a watershed moment in Indian history, marking the end of an era and the beginning of a long and arduous struggle for independence. This is not just a dry historical account. It is a story of courage and despair, of loyalty and betrayal, of ordinary people caught in extraordinary circumstances. It is a story that needs to be told and retold, for it speaks to the enduring human spirit in the face of oppression. It is a story that resonates even today, reminding us of the high cost of freedom and the importance of understanding the past to navigate the present. One of the most iconic figures of this rebellion was Mangal Pandey, a sepoy in the 34th Bengal Native Infantry. His actions on March 29, 1857, are often cited as the spark that ignited the widespread uprising. Mangal Pandey attacked British officers, inciting his fellow soldiers to rise against their colonial masters. His bravery and defiance became a symbol of resistance. Another prominent figure was Rani Lakshmi of Jhansi, who led her troops with unparalleled valor. Her leadership and sacrifice made her a legendary figure in Indian history. Bahadur Shah Zafar, the last Mughal emperor, was declared the symbolic leader of the rebellion. Though aged and frail, his involvement lent a sense of legitimacy and unity to the diverse factions fighting against British rule. Tatya Tope, a close associate of Nana Sahib, was another key leader. His guerrilla tactics and relentless campaigns against the British forces showcased the strategic acumen of the Indian rebels. Nana Sahib himself played a crucial role, particularly in the siege of Cawnpore. His leadership and the tragic events that unfolded there left an indelible mark on the rebellion's history. These leaders, along with countless unnamed heroes, wove a tapestry of resistance that challenged the might of the British Empire. Their stories of bravery, strategy and sacrifice continue to inspire generations. The rebellion's aftermath was brutal, with widespread reprisals and retribution by the British. Yet the seeds of nationalism and the quest for independence had been irrevocably sown. The legacy of the 1857 rebellion is a testament to the resilience and determination of the Indian people. It set the stage for the eventual independence movement that would culminate in freedom nearly a century later. To understand the 1857 rebellion, one must delve into the simmering discontent that lay beneath the surface of British rule. The East India Company, driven by profit, implemented policies that benefited them while often harming the very people they governed. These policies included heavy taxation and the introduction of new land revenue systems that disrupted traditional agrarian practices. The traditional landowning class found themselves dispossessed, their authority undermined by new revenue systems. The permanent settlement of Bengal, for instance, created a class of absentee landlords who were often indifferent to the plight of the peasants. The introduction of Western education and Christian missionary activities further stoked fears among Indians, who saw these as attempts to undermine their culture and religion. The missionaries' efforts to convert Indians to Christianity were perceived as a direct threat to traditional religious practices. The annexation of independent kingdoms, often through dubious means, added to the growing resentment. The doctrine of lapse, introduced by Lord Dalhousie, allowed the British to annex any princely state where the ruler did not have a direct heir. The British, blinded by their own sense of superiority, failed to grasp the depth of anger they were fueling. Their dismissive attitude towards Indian customs and traditions only served to deepen the divide. The sepoys, the native Indian soldiers who formed the backbone of the company's army, were particularly aggrieved. They faced discrimination in terms of pay, promotions and conditions of service. These soldiers, often treated as inferiors by their British counterparts, found their religious beliefs increasingly at odds with their military duties. The introduction of the Enfield rifle, which required the use of cartridges rumoured to be greased with cow and pig fat, was seen as a direct affront to both Hindu and Muslim religious practices. Rumours began to circulate about new rifle cartridges greased with animal fat, the use of which would violate the religious sensibilities of both Hindu and Muslim sepoys. This issue came to a head when Mangal Pandey, a sepoy in the 34th Bengal Native Infantry, openly defied his British officers and attacked them. This seemingly small issue would prove to be the spark that ignited the Powder Keg. Mangal Pandey's actions inspired other sepoys to rise up, leading to a full-scale rebellion that saw prominent figures like Rani Lakshmi, Tantia Tope and Bahadur Shah Zafar join the fight against British rule. The storm that had been brewing for years finally broke on a hot summer day in May 1857 in the garrison town of Meerut. The seeds of discontent had been sown long before, with the introduction of the new Enfield rifle cartridges, rumoured to be greased with cow and pig fat, offending both Hindu and Muslim soldiers. When sepoys, including the notable figure Mangal Pandey, refused to use the controversial new Enfield rifle cartridges, they were met with harsh punishments. Mangal Pandey's act of defiance in Barrackpore in March 1857 had already set the stage for widespread unrest. This act of defiance proved to be the tipping point. The sepoys, their patience exhausted, rose up in open rebellion, killing their British officers and igniting a wildfire of revolt that would quickly spread across North India. The sepoys, their patience exhausted, rose up in open rebellion, killing their British officers and igniting a wildfire of revolt that would quickly spread across North India. The rebellion was not just a military mutiny, but a widespread uprising involving various sections of Indian society. The rebels, joined by disgruntled peasants, dispossessed landlords and religious leaders, marched towards Delhi, the seat of the once mighty Mughal Empire. Figures like Rani Lakshmi of Jhansi, Nana Sahib and Tantia Tope emerged as prominent leaders, rallying the masses against British rule. The capture of Delhi, a symbolic victory of immense proportions, breathed new life into the rebellion. The city became the epicenter of the uprising, with the rebels proclaiming Bahadur Shah Zafar, the aging Mughal emperor, as their leader. The aging and reluctant Mughal emperor, Bahadur Shah Zafar, was proclaimed the leader of the uprising, a figurehead around whom the disparate rebel forces could unite. His court became a melting pot of revolutionary ideas and strategies. The fall of Delhi sent shockwaves through the British establishment. The British, who had underestimated the scale and intensity of the rebellion, were now faced with a full-blown insurrection. The rebellion, initially dismissed as a localized mutiny, was now a serious threat to their rule. The British response was swift and brutal, aiming to crush the rebellion with an iron fist. The British, caught off guard by the speed and ferocity of the uprising, struggled to regain control. They launched a series of military campaigns to suppress the rebels, leading to fierce battles and significant casualties on both sides. The stage was set for a bloody and protracted conflict. The Indian Rebellion of 1857, also known as the First War of Indian Independence, would go down in history as a pivotal moment in the struggle against colonial rule. Among the many heroes of the 1857 rebellion, Rani Lakshmi, the queen of the princely state of Jhansi, stands out as a symbol of courage and defiance. The Indian Rebellion of 1857, also known as the First War of Indian Independence, was a major but ultimately unsuccessful uprising against the British East India Company's rule. The rebellion was sparked by various factors, including the introduction of the new Enfield rifle, which required soldiers to bite off the ends of lubricated cartridges rumoured to be greased with cow and pig fat, offending both Hindu and Muslim religious practices. Mangal Pandey, a sepoy in the 34th Bengal Native Infantry, played a crucial role in igniting the rebellion with his attack on British officers at Barrackpore. A skilled horsewoman and swordswoman, Rani Lakshmi rallied her troops and fought valiantly against the British forces. Her defiance was a direct response to the British refusal to recognise her adopted son as the rightful heir to the throne, annexing Jhansi under the doctrine of lapse. Her courage and determination in the face of overwhelming odds made her a legend, her name synonymous with resistance against British rule. Other prominent figures in the rebellion included Bahadur Shah II, the last Mughal emperor who was declared the symbolic leader of the uprising, and Nana Sahib, who led the rebellion in Kanpur. Despite her valiant efforts, Jhansi fell to the British. The rebellion saw fierce battles and significant bloodshed, with both sides committing atrocities. Lakshmi Bai, rather than surrendering, escaped with her son tied to her back. Her escape was a testament to her unyielding spirit and determination to continue the fight. She continued to fight alongside other rebel leaders, participating in the battle for Gwalior. Tantia Tope, another key figure, was instrumental in leading guerrilla warfare against the British. Her death in battle, fighting till her last breath, cemented her legacy as a national heroine. The Indian Rebellion of 1857, though ultimately unsuccessful, laid the foundation for future struggles for independence, inspiring generations to come. Thank you for watching Learning Life content. Special thanks to Wikimedia Commons. We would like to express our gratitude to Wikimedia Commons for providing access to invaluable media resources that made this documentary possible. Thank you for your commitment to sharing knowledge and preserving history for the public.